Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Nitu. I'm a second year English student at Oxford University and I'm from East London. Today I'm going to be talking about personal statements. I'm also going to try and give examples of my own personal statement. I will put a link down below for you guys to access my personal statement. I'll give you the first draft that I ever wrote and the final draft, which was 12 drafts later. So yeah, let's get into it. I don't mind my hand. It is yellow, and I know. This hand is significantly less yellow. The reason why is because I ate curry before this video and I ate it with my hand. And the fingers always go really yellow because my mum puts a lot of haldi or turmeric in it. And it is what it is. I don't know what else to say really. Let's start with the first tip. So the first tip is, do you want to go to university? Really play with that question. Have a real think about whether you want to dedicate 3, 4, 6 years of your life to a degree. It's a lot of money. It's probably the biggest investment you'll ever make in the first, 20, 25 years of your life. So really think about it, and is this going to be the right thing for me? Do I want to invest in this? Is this the right degree? Will I enjoy it? Am I passionate about it? Do I care? Is this going to get me to where I want to be after? But also think about it in a more short-term way. Are you going to enjoy those years? It's as simple as that. The way to find out is research. So you can research through family, friends, school teachers, school people who were previous students at your school, through networking, through the internet. The universities are literally doing the most to sell their courses to you because at the end of the day, we're paying so much money to them. So check the universities, check all of StudyTube. There's so many YouTubers now and we literally give so much. And we're more than happy to share tips and advice and things, so just ask. If you find yourself reading about it, interested in it, asking more questions in class, doing further readings on it, reading, watching, listening to it in your spare time, if you find yourself doing this, then do it. If you find yourself not doing it, but you think it's going to get you somewhere, like it's going to give you a direct route into law, a direct route into financing or whatever it is that you want to do, fair, but have a think about whether that is the right thing for you. So yeah, that's number one. Number two is, in your personal statement, mention a particular memory or moment that ignited that passion. This does not mean to say, when I've been wanting to be a doctor since I was 5 years old. No, you haven't. I don't even know what nonsense people come up with. Since I was 7 years old, I've been reading Shakespeare and that's the reason why I want to do English. That's a lie. Don't say you're passionate. That word is very overused. The word passion, passionate. Don't use that word. Alright, make noise. Don't use the words once upon a time. Don't use the word since I was, insert age, time, whatever. Don't do that. Definitely talk about a particular memory or particular thing that you would associate with your subject. I think it's a good way to start. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but I do think it's a good way to start the first draft of your personal statement. And I've lost my personal statement. Where is it? Oh, found it. Okay. Also, usually this happens at the beginning of the personal statement. So in your, let's say introduction, it isn't really an introduction because you end up submitting a 4,000 character long thing. So it doesn't have paragraphs like intro, first para, second, conclusion, that kind of thing. But in what it would be the first few lines, you could talk about a particular memory or particular thing. So I said, this is how I started it. I'm not going to read all of it, obviously, because it's going to get boring. But literature has a profound psychological effect on us. It shapes and often reshapes our perceptions of the world and ourselves. I want to study English literature further to explore how writers convey the complexities of human identity and how our environments can shape this. Then I give an example. A particular memory, a particular thing that I was talking about in point 2. So, listening to my father's accounts of displacement in the Indian anti-Sikh riots in 1984, I was moved by the manner in which I was able to connect with a narrative so different from my own life experience. So I talked about a particular example of oral tradition, so my dad just telling me stories, and that's why I like stories, because I think it's all about identity and connecting us to the world and stuff like that. So, obviously, a lot of what we write in our personal statements is bullshit, but, that is essentially why I want to do it and why I still do it. Number 3, have an overall theme that sums up your personal statement. So, an overarching theme. So, my one was literature and identity. When I start it, I say, I want to study English literature further to explore how writers convey the complexities of human identity, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, so I start with that. And then I stick with it. So the texts that I mentioned, the books that I talk about, a lot of it is to do with identity, but just in different ways. So what are you doing? Snoopy, close the door. So the final line is, through reading literature at degree level, I am excited to develop my own understanding of the world around me and the historical contexts that have shaped human identity. So it's kind of a little bit like an essay in the way that you start with like a premise saying, oh, this is why I want to do the subject. So mine was, because literature's to do with identity, and I like that. Then you build, and then you end it by adding on a layer to it. So I'm like, oh yeah, I love identity, but the reason why is because like fiction isn't just fiction, it's actually like reality. It's a portrayal or a mirror of the world around us and the historical context, so real events that have shaped human identity. Number 4 is extracurriculars. So for Russell Group universities, mention extracurriculars. For other universities as well, mention extracurriculars. But for Oxbridge in particular, they like supercurriculars. What does that mean? It means moist stuff, basically, like moist nerdy shit. So like I went to summer camp. My hand is so yellow. Oh my god. People used to call me curry fingers in school. So yeah, supercurriculars would be, I'm just trying to look at my own one. Lol, where are my supercurriculars? Oh yeah, saying I went to a summer school, saying I did unique, saying I did an open day, saying I did this masterclass or did this. Snoopy keeps interrupting this. What are you doing? If you want, I will hold you and you can be a part of the video. Okay, so yeah, I was talking about supercurriculars. You want to go now? You want to go? Say bye, babu. Corona has obviously flopped some of that, in the sense that people who got into summer schools and stuff like that can no longer do them. Open days are not happening in the way that they did at some points in the year now, so obviously that will affect it, but just do as much as you can. Supercurriculars can be created as well. For example, YouTube is not something that I have to do. It's actually something that I created myself, like a blog or writing articles, just being proactive. That's what supercurriculars are about. Okay, I'm gonna be honest, Oxford really don't care. They do not care if you're, I don't know, man. They just don't care. It's rude, and it says a lot about how elite they are. But Oxford don't care about certain extracurriculars that other universities will care about. They don't care if you're on school council. They don't care if you play football on the weekend, what your hobbies are. They just don't care. They still don't care. They didn't care when we applied. They didn't care while we're there. They just want us to do work. Obviously, you mention it because you've got other universities that you want to apply to and you want to go to. But supercurriculars is usually the one that you want to do. I will try and compile a list of supercurriculars. I did quite a few. Some of you may have heard of K+. I did K+, which is with King's College, and if you do the year-long program with them, they then reduce your offer. So instead of having to get AAA, I think I needed an ABB to get in. Other stuff that I did a summer school at Oxford, at Pembroke College, at the college that I'm at now. I did other stuff, I don't really remember, but like try and be proactive. Again, it's in my personal statement, so just have a look. Another one that I would say is read. Yeah, especially if you're applying for humanities-based and or English, you need to read. You need to read books and read more books. You need to actually read them. So don't pretend you like Chaucer, don't pretend you like Foucault and you love Shakespeare and you're really, really passionate about flipping, I don't know, Latin prose. Just don't lie. Read stuff that you actually enjoy and actually read it. If you like the books, you like the books. If you don't, you don't. If you want to mention them, mention them. But yeah, there should be evidence of reading in there. Don't do what I did and say that you read like a 600-page flipping novel that is so hard called The Satanic Verses. I literally hadn't read it and I said I'd read it. I'd only read like half and it was so hard to understand, and I was literally 18, 19? Like I haven't returned to the book because it's so bloody hard. So like, yeah, don't lie, because you're literally just gonna lie to yourself. And I remember like on my interview on the night before my interview at like 2 a.m. I was trying to read the whole book because I was like, imagine if they ask, it'll be so mad. Don't lie. Number 6 is don't be a thesaurus. Do not use hard, complicated words that you're not going to understand, that your teachers don't understand, that no one understands. All right, just don't do it. If they want thesauruses, they will purchase them at the universities. They don't need you, so don't be a thesaurus. Like, there are words that I use, like, I don't know, displacement, complexities. What other words are sticking out? Human experience, literally convention, Renaissance, modernist. That's about as complicated as it got. Words are not smart, how you use them is smart, so just don't use dumb, complex words that no one understands. You're just not a thesaurus, so don't do it. Number 7 is, it's going to be a long process, and that's calm. That's okay, you're not dumb, you're not unworthy. Have grit, keep the motivation going, keep it going, because it's a bit weird. It's so normal to feel, you know, dejected, to feel like you've given up and whatnot. It's calm. It's a hard process. The final tip is a good idea or a good estimate of how much stuff you need in it is quite useful. So I mentioned 6 books, 1 poem and 1 painting. So that's a lot. 6 plus 8. I mentioned 8 things. That's probably, I would say, the maximum. I think you should aim for as many or as little as you want. I feel like there's no fixed number. I just think this is the number that worked for me. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. I hope this I hope this video was useful. And yeah, I'll see you in my next video. Like, comment, subscribe. I hope you lot are doing alright. It's a peak time right now, but it'll be fine. It will be fine. All we need to do is really stay at home. So just do that as much as you can. Alright, bye guys!